Okay, so we're going to do 55 again, 10.5, different.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the different. We're not going to write square roots. We're just going to leave the powers the way they are. Okay, so we're going to say, all right, we've got all this stuff. We're just going to use the top rule over there to distribute the 1/2 power through. So I've got 27 to the 1/2 power, x squared to the 1/2 power, y to the 1/2 power. Then there's a 3 to the 1/2 power, an x to the 1/2 power, and a y to the 1/2 power. On the bottom, I've got a 5, x to the 1/2, and a y squared. Okay? Yeah, this feels like there's a lot of halves all of a sudden. Okay. But I'm really just going to use power rules to stick stuff together. So I'm going to say, okay, now there's stuff on the bottom. I don't like that. I'm going to put it all on the top. Okay? So how can I put this stuff up on the top? I can.
Would it be like x negative?
So without changing anything, the only thing I could do is kind of notational, right? So I'm going to say, okay, instead of thinking about dividing, right, by x to the 1/2 power, I'm going to think about multiplying by x to the minus 1/2 power. You guys see that? That's really just saying, okay, I know what a negative exponent means. It means this stuff belongs in the bottom. So I'm just going to write this whole thing again. So I've got 27 to the 1/2, x to the, oh, I have a rule for this one, right? This was x squared to the 1/2. I should what the powers together there? I should multiply the powers together. So what's 2 times 1/2? 1. Do I need to write powers of 1?
No.
No. Okay, so I get an x out of that piece. You guys see that? Then I get a, all right, there's a y to the 1/2.
Oh, that's it.
Then there's a 3 to the 1/2, an x to the 1/2, and another y to the 1/2. Oh, I could have combined some of that stuff. We'll do it in the next step. So that's all the stuff on the top, right? Then I need to take care of this stuff on the bottom. So I'm going to say, okay, this is times 5 to the, no? Yeah, so I want to flip it out of the bottom, right? So the way I do that is put a negative on the exponent, right?
Yes.
So the exponent on 5 is 1 right now. So I just flip the sign. So I get 5 to the minus 1. Okay, what's the exponent on x in the bottom?
-1/2.
Yeah, in the bottom it's positive 1/2, in the top it'll be negative 1/2. So I'll get x to the minus 1/2 power. And then how about the y? -2, yeah, good. You guys all see this? Okay, now we're just going to play like terms. So let's see, here's x's, x's, and x's, right? Let's see, so then there's, let's see, numbers, numbers, numbers. So let me do the numbers first. So all told on the numbers, I've got 27 to the 1/2 times 3 to the 1/2 times 5 to the minus 1. Okay, so that's all the numbers taken care of. Then there's multiplied by, all right, how about the x's? Okay, so there's a x to the 1, an x to the 1/2, and an x to the negative 1/2. Okay, then everything else is y's, right? So there's y's, y's, y. So combining the y's, what have I got? See, there's a y.
-1/2.
So there's a y to the half, a y to the half, and a
Y -1.
Okay, y to the half, y to the half, y to the minus 2. Okay? All right, now I'm just going to use adding power rules, right? So these things are all multiplied together. They all have the same base. So I'm just going to add the powers together. So out of this guy, I'm going to get, we'll deal with the numbers in a second. The x's are x to the 1 plus a half minus a half. What's 1 plus a half minus a half?
1.
1.
So it's just going to be x.
So on this, I can just think 1, right? Which is really just going to give me an x there. Okay, then there's times, what's the power on y?
Plus a half minus 2.
A half plus a half minus 2,
Is it 1?
which is
Y.
Negative 1.
negative 1.
So can we put negative y?
A half plus a half is 1, minus 2 is minus 1.
Can we just say negative y?
No, it's not negative y. The negative in the exponent means divide, not subtract. But I know what it means, right? Y to the minus 1 just means, oh, just put the y on the bottom,
Okay.
which we'll do in the next step. Over here, what have I got? Let's see. So I'd like to think about 27 as 3s. Why would I like to do that?
Because it's going to get to a even.
Yeah, because then I can combine stuff, right? So there's 3s, right? How many 3s are there?
No.
3. Because 3 times 9 is 27, so 3 times 3 times 3.
Okay. So 27 is 3 cubed, right? So I've got here, right, the thing I'm thinking is I've got 3 cubed to the 1/2. So that leaves me with 3 to the 3/2, right? Should be multiplying them.
Yes.
And then I'm multiplying by 3 to the 1/2, and then there's a 5 to the minus 1. You guys cool with us? No? Okay.
Well, the other way was easy.
It's fine. If you like the other way, use the other way. I would like you to have exposure to both ways, because this one, really honestly, the only thing I'm doing here is adding, right? So I don't have to have these messy square roots involved. I can just kind of count. If you get good at this way, it's much faster.
But you make more mistakes on this one than the other. Because
I think you'll be
fractions.
much less likely to make mistakes here.
Really?
People are, you guys are at this point playing along with fractions fairly well. Roots are kind of new still, right? You're better at doing fractions, I think. But I don't know that for sure. All right, so let's see. To finish this thing off, let's see. I had x to the 1 and y to the minus 1, right? Okay. Then what am I left with for numbers?
Make them students 5, so people 5. And then add the
Really close. So I want to combine the exponents for the same bases, right? So the bases are 3s and 5s. So the 3s are kind of like terms and the 5s are kind of like terms. You can't put them together, unfortunately, but at least I can do the 3s.
3 to the second.
Yeah, so this is 3 to the 3/2 plus 1/2, right? So that's 3 squared.
times 5.
Yeah, times 5 to the negative 1. Okay, and then to fully simplify, I might say, oh, these negative exponents mean that that stuff belongs in the bottom, right? So I could say, all right, this is 3 squared times, what else has a positive exponent?
X.
X has a positive one, so it belongs in the top. And the 5 and the y, those belong in the bottom. You guys see we got the same thing?
Yes.
So you can fiddle this either way. I would recommend having a little practice with both. Last time I got a 9, right?
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, so 3 squared is 9, right? Cool with this?
Let's see another example.
Yeah, let's do another example.